What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And the movie I want to take a look at right now is Nightmare Alley. Now, this one comes from Searchlight Pictures, directed by the Guillermo del Toro. And this is a remake of, I believe, 1947, 37. I forgot the exact date, but this is a remake of an older film. And it is about an ambitious carny with a talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words. Hooks up with a female psychiatrist who is even more dangerous than he is. So it kind of takes off into two parts. Bradley Cooper's character ends up in a carny environment, and he starts to work there. He starts to help people out with their illusions and everything. And then he takes those skills and he does it. He does it on his own. And then he's kind of super successful at it. And this is where he meets the psychiatrist. So this is kind of a part of my little series of like catching up with like all the other films from 2021. And I was looking forward to this one quite a bit. I couldn't see it when it came out, and so I'm really glad that I had the chance to see it, kind of catch up on it, and plus it's being nominated for a bunch of awards, so I definitely wanted to watch it to see where it kind of lands amongst all the other films I saw last year. But I was looking forward to it. I think I saw maybe a teaser trailer for it, but I didn't want to watch the full trailer. I wanted to just be surprised by it. I'm a huge fan of Del Toro and just what he brings to cinema, really just capturing these worlds that feel grounded but have this fantastical element around it to really kind of put the movie magic on it, transport you throughout time, and really at the soul of all of his movies. And the heart is just these characters, great character studies that, you know, we see characters that are just kind of finding their way through life. They're navigating through love, loss, friendship, their careers, our own personal struggles. It's people that we follow to kind of see, where they're going to end up. And I've always loved that about Del Toro, just really capturing the human spirit with these kind of fantastical settings. So, how is Nightmare Alley? It's exactly what I just said. So, it's a really well realized world that's in the late 30s, early 40s. But the production design, the costume design, and just the set decorations of all these scenes just really, like I said, transport you through this fantasy kind of nightmarish dream kind of surreal environment. And it doesn't feel real, but you know that it is somewhat set in the real world. It's a bit grounded, but it has that kind of just elevated movie magic to it, just really making you feel like you are in a special place that you have been transported throughout time. And it's just really well done in that regard. I think it's nominated for production design, really well deserved. I don't know if it's nominated for costume. It might be also really well deserved. But I really like the way this film looks. It's really a great effort on the production crew's part to really make you feel like you were in the carnival that looks really run down and has been worn and used for many years, and then transporting us to a kind of higher end environment where Bradley Cooper's character is a bit more successful, and so we get to see this kind of rich, lavish lifestyle. And then there's even a couple scenes where it feels like a nightmare that you just can't escape from, and you know that's kind of indicative to his character and how he's going down this dark path, but he can't help himself. Just everything about the way it looks and the way the story feels is very atmospheric. It's a slow burn that I think really kind of catches up behind you, and it just really just has like this wonderful climax at the end. So I think he did a really great job tackling the overall look and atmosphere of the film. As far as the actual story goes and the characters go, like I said, I have not seen the original, but I love the way the story was told, and I love the characters, and I love how everyone just feels like a broken soul. They feel lost. They're just kind of wandering around trying to find purpose and connection. And it's sad, but also it's just people just trying to just make it. And like I said, there is a sadness to that, but also people are pitted against corners and they're just trying to scrap their way out of it. So there are some people that you can kind of understand what they do, because this deals with a lot of con artists and people that manipulate people. So you can understand some people why they do it. And then you definitely understand that there are some people with no morality whatsoever, and they are just in it for the money only, and it's really frightening to see. But all the people in this film, like I said, just people trying to find purpose, and they're just lost. Bradley Cooper's character, we see him burning a house down, and he just ends up on a bus. He oversleeps, and he ends up at a carnival. And so he automatically just has like this mystery behind him that we know nothing about. And so that already makes a great character. He's laying the groundwork for us. And then as the movie kind of progresses, we see a little bit more about his personality and his character and his past. And it just kind of builds to the top of the building, which is the climax, and especially the final scene on just the deep sadness that he still has. But such a great character. What's great about Bradley Cooper's performance is that he makes the character disgusting at times. He makes him reprehensible. But then there are some scenes where he can kind of balance that and show us that there's a little bit of empath in him, a little bit of friendliness. So that he's not all the way like far gone. He can be reeled back, but the temptation of money and power, that's what he wants, because he's never really had that. Also, I forgot to mention this. The story deals a lot with the 7 deadly sins, and this whole movie is just an amalgamation of all 7 of them presented in the worst ways possible, and just like, look at that. Look how evil we can become as people if we are pushed in the wrong direction, even if our character can be saved. It's just what they choose, they just go down that wrong path. But yeah, I thought Bradley Cooper's performance was really just kind of like nuanced, balanced type of performance, and it was just so good, so rich, and so complex. And everyone else does a fantastic job. This is one of the best like acted ensembles that I can recall from a film from last year. Anyone from Willem Dafoe, who plays this, I would say even more disgusting than Bradley Cooper, con artist that works at the carnival, like his thought process and his, I guess, reasoning for the things that he does, which are so reprehensible. He tries to make sense out of it, and you're like, wow, this guy is like what Bradley Cooper can become if he keeps going down that path. Cate Blanchett is even more diabolical than Bradley Cooper. She plays the psychiatrist, and so she has a different form of manipulation. She's taking a good thing, which is people seeing a therapist, and she turns it and for her own gain. That to me is even worse, because what Bradley Cooper's doing is it's a smoke show. He's a magician. What she's doing is taking real life stuff and manipulating it. It's awful, but really just sly, devilish performance. Toni Collette was also really great. She is at the very beginning with like Willem Dafoe's character and stuff. Really kind of sets the stage for Bradley Cooper's path and teaches him about, when she does her tarot card readings, like how she does it and some of the tricks that she's learned. And she was really a great character for him. And then Rooney Mara is the love interest for Bradley Cooper's character. And she's also one of the people that work at the carnival. This is why I think Bradley Cooper's performance is really well done and his character is really well fleshed out, is because of the scenes with him and Rooney Mara. There is something there where he finds connection with her. It is a romance. It is blossoming. It's beautiful. It's something that we want to see them follow through with. And he's trying, but the darkness of wealth and power and just those 7 deadly sins, he can't help himself. And so when he's in desperation to keep her, after several failed attempts and like pushing her to the side, once again, it adds like this empathy and this sadness that we feel as an audience, even though he's done terrible things. And it's all because of that performance and how he's written. So I thought her relationship with him was like this wonderful yin and yang. And also, she is a character that's also trying to find herself. She is also lost. Once again, the common theme of people finding purpose and wanting to be seen and heard and loved and just all that. Like, that's what every single person in this movie faces. And as you're watching it, you can grasp onto that fact because a lot of us have felt like that. And I think Rooney Mara's character definitely shows that. Mary Steenburgen, Ron Perlman, Richard Jenkins, for crying out loud. He kind of just pops up. David Strayhorn. Strayhorn? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Anyways, and then Holt McCallney, who was on the great show Mindhunter, by the way. Check it out on Netflix. Every single person that pops in really just makes you feel like you are a part of this environment. And so I really enjoyed everyone's approach to their characters. And then the very end, the rise and fall of Bradley Cooper's character, and the final lines that he has, the final scene that he has, it got me. Because I was like, I thought this character would learn. I thought he would learn, but it's so overwhelming that he just can't help himself. And to see him be even more lost as a person than when he started, when there were moments in time where he was trying to get out of it, it just lands a punch. And the ending of the film really just kind of leaves off on a note that makes you think about the movie and just, I don't know. I've been thinking about it ever since I got done watching it. So I really love this movie. It's 2.5 hours, super well paced, one of the better edited films I've seen from last year. I was just entranced by this fantastical world that Del Toro created, the performances and the rich characters that were steeped within it. What an experience. And if I had to do a list from last year, because I never did a top 10, I think this would be on there. It's that good. So check it out. Nightmare Alley is on HBO Max and Hulu currently. I would implore you to watch it. It's wonderful. So that will do it for this review, guys, of Nightmare Alley. Please let me know down below what you thought of the movie, whether you liked it, loved it, hated it, whatever. I would like to know your thoughts. But that will do it for this review, guys. I'm Chase Lee, and tune in next time for whatever I review next. I will see you guys later.